I know I'm not supposed to problem solve. I know I'm not supposed to explain myself. I know I'm not supposed to get defensive. So, exactly what am I supposed to do? This is the kind of question I get asked in therapy as couples begin to get out of the first stage of couples therapy, which generally focuses on getting calmer, generally focuses on trying to make it emotionally safe for the couple to talk to each other about big things in a way that they won't go to argument, escalate. And then as they begin to get these really great initial tools to make things emotionally safe, there's a sticking point, there's a problem. The brain gets better at this. And as the brain gets better at learning the initial tools around communication, around listening, the brain kind of gets bored and the brain needs to do stuff. And it's true that couples begin to progress and grow through couples therapy, and the brain needs more heavy lifting to do. My name is Rick from rickgrundytherapy.com. Even when we become good listeners, the brain still struggles because the brain doesn't just like empty space. When it comes to listening, we need to give the brain something to do, because if the brain has nothing to do, it's going to wander. Namely, it's going to wander back into old styles of communication, like criticism, defensiveness, stonewalling, and hopefully not contempt, but it could. And so we need to give the brain something to do so that it stays occupied and attentive to the listening process. So here's where the Gottman tool called How to Be a Great Listener comes in. I like to build on top of How to Be a Great Listener and also add this idea of building a recreational listening box. The more tools and the more ideas that we can go to in order to keep ourselves in the process of listening, the less likely we are to allow our brain just to wander and think about all the other ways that we have listened so badly in the past and jump back in. Problem solving is one of those things that we love to do as we're listening. We're listening to somebody and we want to jump into problem solving. And think about problem solving as this. It's not as bad as, it gets a bad rap for. Problem solving is often this high expression of love that when anybody hears that their partner has a problem, they're like, okay, I can fix that problem. I'm going to prove to you that I love you by fixing that problem. It's a timing issue. When somebody is sharing vulnerably and we jump in with problem solving, that is not going to help. When somebody is communicating vulnerably, they want to first feel understood, and then you can go to problem solving. So the recreational listening box, this is what I teach clients. It helps clients to stay in the process of listening. And that can include things like how to be a great listener. It includes things like the feelings wheel, gentle listening, staying curious, reading between the lines, how to listen to fear, how to listen to anger, how to listen to sadness. Those are skills that you really want to have. A couple of statements, sentences that you can put in your back pocket that are expressions of empathy or expressions of validation, because sometimes that just doesn't roll off the tongue. How to go up on the balcony, ask yourself the question, how am I being experienced right now? Oh my. It's really fun to create the recreational listening box. And when we have this thing called the recreational listening box, it gives our brain something to do. Our brain no longer gets bored. We can stay in the process of listening. And the good news is that when you reach the point in couples therapy when we begin to discuss these bigger listening skills, that's a little bit of a celebration. That's a little bit of a rite of passage. That's a sign to say, things are actually getting calmer, and you two are well on your way to things getting much better. If you think I can help you walk alongside your journey in couples therapy, please look me up at rickgrundytherapy.com. And until next time, you rock.